Angels are known for their beauty and security. But what if I told you that there are angels described in the Bible who completely defy this image? Some of them are so macabre and enigmatic that their stories leave anyone intrigued. From cherubim with multiple faces and flaming swords to the angel of death, who carries out dark purposes, these divine beings challenge human imagination. In this video, you will discover the most hidden and frightening side of these angels. If you enjoy diving into mysteries and uncovering secrets hidden in the scriptures, subscribe to the Side B of the Bible. Get ready for a journey through ancient texts, cherubim, the celestial guardians, and their hidden secrets. Cherubim are not just angelic beings. They are living enigmas that challenge understanding, dating back to the earliest religious history. The first mention of cherubim in the Bible occurs right after Adam and Eve's expulsion from the Garden of Eden. Positioned to the east of paradise, these beings are described as guardians armed with flaming swords, protecting the tree of life. But what exactly do these guardians symbol? In popular imagery, often influenced by Renaissance art, cherubim are depicted as chubby infants with rosy cheeks and delicate wings. However, the Bible presents a much more complex and perhaps disturbing view. In passages such as those in the book of Ezekiel, they are described as beings with multiple faces, those of a man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle, and wings that cover their bodies while they support the throne of God. This vision combines beauty and tea. This multiplicity of faces is no trivial detail. Each face seems to represent an aspect of the divine. The human face may symbolize intelligence, the lion's strength, the ox perseverance, and the eagle elevated spirituality. But why were such complex and fearsome beings chosen to be so close to God? Could they reflect parts of God's own nature, which is both unfathomable and multifaceted? Moreover, their role as guardians of Eden is not merely physical, but also symbolic. The tree of life represents eternity, a domain denied to humanity after the fall. The cherubim, with their flaming swords, become a visual reminder of the price of disobedience. But could they also be guarding something else, a secret about paradise still hidden from us? Interestingly, the word cherubim has etymological roots that lead us to the ancient Mesopotamian civilizations. In that region, similar creatures were depicted as temple guardians, with hybrid bodies combining human and animal traits. Is it possible that Judeo-Christian traditions inherited and adapted these symbols from earlier cultures? Or were all these civilizations catching glimpses of the same universal truth, a mystery that transcends time and space? When we bring these images into the present, cherubim continue to fascinate and perplex. How can we reconcile their frightening biblical description with their transformation into symbols of innocence and sweetness in modern art? Perhaps this dissonance says more about us than about them, an attempt to tame the incomprehensible, to turn the sublime into something we can accept without fear. However, the true essence of cherubim is this: they are divine forces existing at the threshold between worlds, protecting the sacred and guarding secrets that will only be revealed at the right moment. Seraphim, the eternal flames that dwell at God's throne. If cherubim symbolize the protection of the divine, seraphim represent its blazing glory. While cherubim guard the gates of Eden and support the celestial throne, seraphim inhabit the space closest to God. They are praisers, pure manifestations of divine presence, described as creatures of living fire, radiating a light that can purify or consume. The prophet Isaiah offers us a rare glimpse of these beings in a vision that forever changed his life and mission. He saw the Lord seated on a high throne, surrounded by seraphim who ceaselessly proclaimed, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory." This triple repetition of holy is no accident. It emphasizes God's absolute perfection, something so exalted that even the seraphim, the highest among angels, must cover their faces in the Creator's presence. Each pair of the seraphim's wings has a distinct purpose. 2 wings cover their faces, not out of humility, but necessity. Even the angels closest to God cannot bear His glory directly. 2 wings cover their feet, symbolizing reverence and holiness. And the last 2 wings are used for flight, demonstrating their constant readiness to fulfill divine will. But there is something even more intriguing about the seraphim. Despite their celestial role, some apocryphal traditions suggest that they may have origins in ancient Middle Eastern figures. Could the seraphim, with their fiery appearance and association with flames, be echoes of sun or fire gods assimilated into monotheistic tradition? This theory doesn't diminish their importance. On the contrary, it suggests that they are part of a greater network of spiritual symbols connecting cultures and eras. There is also a transformative aspect to the seraphim. In Isaiah's account, one of them flies to the prophet with a live coal taken from the divine altar, touching his lips and declaring his iniquity removed. This act is not merely symbolic. It demonstrates the purifying power of the divine. The fire of the seraphim does not destroy, but refines. It burns away impurities, leaving behind something worthy of God's presence. Unlike the cherubim, who have multiple functions, the seraphim seem to exist solely to praise and purify. However, this simplicity is deceptive. Their proximity to God and their fiery nature make them as enigmatic as they are irresistible. They are not just angels. They are the personification of divine holiness, a constant reminder that the divine is, above all, inaccessible and inscrutable. And so, the seraphim continue to burn, eternally proclaiming God's glory, guarding the secrets of the celestial throne, and challenging us to contemplate the mystery of divine fire. Samael, the angel of poison and death. Samael is a figure who transcends definitions, oscillating between divine executor and harbinger of corruption. His name, Poison of God, encapsulates his complex essence, a being who simultaneously serves the Creator and operates in the shadows, leading humanity astray. His story, rife with contradictions, emerges from biblical texts, apocrypha, and mystical interpretations, where he is described as an angel whose actions are as terrifying as they are necessary. However, another perspective offers an even more intriguing view, connecting Samael to a greater rebellion. While some traditions portray him as a servant of God, acting with divine permission to test and purify, other narratives depict him as a loyal follower of Lucifer, the dark archangel. According to these interpretations, Samael was the serpent in the Garden of Eden, not merely as an independent instigator, but as an agent of Lucifer's plan. He is said to have corrupted Adam and Eve, casting them out of paradise and setting humanity on its path of downfall. Samael was once a revered seraph, close to the splendor of the divine, but his destiny took a dark turn. After the celestial rebellion, Samael is said to have followed Lucifer into Sheol, the realm of the dead described in biblical tradition. In Christianity, Sheol is the common destination for both the righteous and the wicked, as presented in Ecclesiastes and the Book of Job. The New Testament, written in Greek, also uses Hades to refer to the realm of the dead. There, Samael became Lucifer's right hand, a loyal strategist in many operations. This version of Samael paints him as a shadowy figure deeply tied to the concept of loyalty, not to divine light, but to an ideal of freedom that challenges the Creator. Here, he is not merely a provocateur, but a co-conspirator in a movement questioning God's authority. Samael remains a figure that defies simple classifications. While some view him as a rebel committed to Lucifer's ideals, others interpret him as an agent of truth, exposing not just human weaknesses, but also flaws within the celestial order. Abaddon or Apollyon, the Lord of the Abyss. When we speak of total destruction, few names resonate as powerfully as Abaddon. Known as the Destroyer, he leads a legion of apocalyptic beings and reigns over the unfathomable abyss. His figure is among the most unsettling in Revelation, yet his role carries deep symbolic meaning. Abaddon is not merely an agent of chaos. He is a revelation that the end is also part of a divine cycle. In the book of Revelation, Abaddon is described as the commander of infernal locusts, grotesque creatures with horse-like bodies, human faces, and scorpion tails. They emerge from the abyss to torment humanity, but not to annihilate it entirely. This distinction is significant. Abaddon brings suffering, but it is suffering with purpose, a part of a greater plan. The word Abaddon means destruction or perdition in Hebrew, but is also used to describe the very place of perdition, the abyss. In many traditions, he is seen as the guardian of the abyss, the one who keeps the forces of chaos contained until the moment they are unleashed to fulfill their role in the final judgment. Curiously, some apocryphal interpretations suggest that Abaddon also has a redemptive function. There are accounts linking him to the quest for Jesus after the crucifixion, showing that even the destroyer can play a role in salvation. This duality makes Abaddon a profoundly intriguing figure. But what is the abyss he guards? In biblical tradition, the abyss is a place of primordial chaos, an echo of the disorder before creation. It is mentioned as the origin of many evil forces, but also as a domain under God's control. This suggests that Abaddon, despite his terrifying appearance, is a tool of the divine, a guardian of chaos to be unleashed only at the appointed time. Satan, from accuser to dragon. The story of Satan is perhaps the most well-known among fallen angels, but few realize its true complexity. Before becoming the symbol of absolute evil, Satan was an angel in heaven, a being of light created to praise and serve God. His name, meaning accuser or adversary, reflects his initial role, testing humanity and revealing its flaws. In the book of Job, he appears in God's presence not as a rebel, but as a servant questioning humanity's faithfulness. He challenges Job's integrity, suggesting that his devotion depends on his prosperity. But why would God allow such a test? And more importantly, what does this reveal about Satan's role in the divine order? As the biblical narrative progresses, Satan evolves. In Revelation, he is described as a colossal dragon, a being who leads a celestial rebellion and is defeated by Michael. This transformation from accuser to rebel raises profound questions about the nature of evil. The dragon in Revelation sweeps stars from the sky with its tail, symbolizing the extent of his influence. He is not merely a force of destruction, but an archetype of defiance against established order. His battle with Michael is more than a physical conflict. It is a symbolic struggle between divine order and the chaos that seeks to subvert it. Sandalphon, the guardian of crowns and the celestial giant. Sandalphon is a figure who inspires both awe and perplexity. While other angels are known for specific roles, messengers, guardians, or warriors, Sandalphon occupies a unique place among the heavenly hosts. He is said to be the soul of the earth, providing sustenance to those who feel empty. He is so vast that he can hold the earth in the palm of his hand. Described as the guardian of divine crowns, he weaves them from the praises of the righteous. These crowns, symbols of worship, are lifted to God's throne as a continuous act of praise. But there is much more to this figure than meets the eye. One of the most striking descriptions of Sandalphon is his immense stature. According to Jewish tradition, he is so enormous that it would take 500 years to traverse his body from end to end. His colossal presence evokes a sense of incomprehensibility, a physical reminder of the vastness and mystery of the divine universe. But why would an angel need such an immense form? Sandalphon is also associated with a lesser-known, but equally fascinating role. He is seen as a mediator between God and humanity, responsible for carrying the prayers of the faithful to the celestial throne. This suggests that he is not just a crown maker, but also a bridge, a mediator between the spiritual and physical realms. This role makes him a figure of hope and connection, a reminder that our prayers are not lost in the void but reach the heights of heaven. The angels of Revelation, the final battle between heaven and hell. As we explore the world of biblical angels, we cannot overlook those who play crucial roles in Revelation, the book that concludes the Bible with visions of destruction and redemption. Here, angels are not merely messengers or protectors. They are instruments of divine judgment, agents of a plan that culminates in the ultimate battle between good and evil. Among these angels are those who blow the 7 trumpets, each sound unleashing catastrophes that shake the earth. Lightning, earthquakes, fire, and blood. These apocalyptic events are not merely destructive. They symbolize purification, a preparation for the renewal of the world. But what do these angels truly represent? And why is divine judgment accompanied by so much suffering? Revelation is a book of extremes, and the angels within it reflect this. They are both terrifying and inspiring, symbols of a power that is incomprehensible yet deeply significant. While the book ends with the vision of a new Jerusalem, a place where there is no more death or suffering, the angels remain witnesses to this rebirth, guarding the entrance to the promised new world. The connection between the angels. Reaching the end of this journey, we begin to see that each of these angels, cherubim, Seraphim, Samael, Abaddon, Sandalphon, Michael, and others, are pieces of a larger puzzle, connected by themes of protection, judgment, redemption, and mystery. These angels are archetypes, representations of forces and concepts that transcend religion. They invite us to look beyond the surface, to seek the deeper meaning behind their stories. After all, mystery is an essential part of the universe itself. If you enjoyed what you've seen here and want to support us in bringing more information and reflection, subscribe to our channel now. Your subscription makes all the difference and motivates us to continue. We count on you. Leave your thoughts in the comments.